SDLC and STLC. There are two terms. Okay, one is SDLC and the other is STLC. So SDLC is software development life cycle, STLC is software testing life cycle. So before you know what is STLC, you should know what is SDLC, because development comes first, then testing comes. Okay, so you need to understand how the works, how industry works. Okay, if a client comes. So the first what we'll be following in industry is SDLC, then we'll be following STLC. Okay, so what is SDLC? SDLC is a process that is followed for building software, okay, within an organization. That is a protocol basically. The example I gave you, if you have your own car, you don't follow any protocol and you enter directly there inside the car and drive it. But if it is a politician car or a authority car, then you need to follow security checks. A lot more thing, you need to have a badge. So you need to follow protocols, then you can do it. Similarly, when you do it in the industry, that is a organized way you have to do. You have to follow some protocols. Not necessarily it is a software industry only. If you are in a manufacturing industry also, there also you need to follow certain protocols, right? You cannot go like just is a local shop. I go and tell local shop that you build me this, you will build it. It's a cake shop who's building me this. No, it's not a cake shop, right? You'll just put cream, you'll put bread and build it without any documentation, without any protocols. It's just it's nothing like that. So in the industry, corporate, maybe it is software, maybe it's manufacturing, doesn't matter. You need to follow certain protocols. You need to maintain some records. You need to maintain a lot of things. Then only you can design something. Because it would be, you must have heard that in company audit happens. So what are these audits? Okay, in every company, in every corporate audit happen. Okay, what is this audit? This audit checks that all the protocols that are being followed or not. Okay. So in SDLC, it is basically the protocol or the process which will be following to build a software in an organization. Okay. Now, so basically we can say SDLC consists of 6 pages. One is software requirement analysis. The other is software requirement design. The third is coding development, coding or development, whatever. Then comes testing, then implementation, then maintenance. Okay, so let's understand what is software requirement and analysis. So, then first what comes in software, first will be learning this one, software requirement analysis. Okay, what comes first in software requirement analysis? First is requirement gathering and requirement analysis. Now, let's say forget about software. I go to a bike industry. Okay, I go to a bike industry. Then I told them I need a bike. Okay, so if I tell them I need a bike, all bike are not same, right? It may be a sport bike, it may be a normal bike, it may be a cruiser. Okay, so it depends on my requirement what bike I need. Sir, no. It depends on my requirement what bike I need. So what will happen? The company which will make bike for me, you will require, means you will gather what exactly I need in the bike. Okay, so he or she, the company will gather what exactly I need in the bike. I need, let's say, sport bike. It should have LED lights. It shouldn't have neon lights. Or I need a disc brake. I don't want any other brake in that. And I should have alloy wheels. It shouldn't have spoke wheels. So these are all the requirements which the company will gather from me. What exactly I need in the bike. Similarly, when I go to a company as a software client, so they will ask me in this website what you want, where you want the logo to be pasted, where you want this functionality to be present, where you want this to be present in the top left corner or in the bottom or the middle. This all I will tell them first. This is my requirement. Okay, this is my requirement. I will tell them this I require it. Now, when I tell someone, it is not possible that he will grasp 100%. Even if I am teaching you in this class, you are not grasping all the 100%. Something your brain is accepting, something your brain is rejecting in the course of time also. Only if you are that good learner, then listener, sorry, that good listener, you will be grasping all the 100%. So, but every human is not 100% a good listener, right? So I went to a company. There is a BS sitting in front of me of that company. I am the client. I told them, yes, I require a software which will have this feature. Okay. I don't know the technical part. You do your design. I need these features and this look and feel. I gave them. I need this look and feel and I need this feature. You design whatever way you want to design. Now, the other person, the BA, sitting in other side of the table, he will just grasp whatever they told and he will document. He will analysis. Okay, he will analysis those things and will analysis those things and he will create a software requirement specification. SRS. You must be hearing this term usually, very usually in the industry. SRS. So he will be creating a SRS document. So what is this SRS document? This SRS document is the document which note down all the requirement of the client. It note down that yes, if it is the example of the bike I was giving, it will note down yes, the client want sports bike, the client want alloy wheel, the client want this LED light, the client want this, that, all these things they will mention. Okay, similarly in the software they will also mention the client want login page, the client want the logo to be displayed in the top right corner, the client want help button, the client want this, that, everything they will mention in that feasibility document. Software requirement document. Okay, that is basically a document created by the BA who just gathered the requirement from the client. Understood, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, what will happen? You have gathered the requirement. You have, after gathering all the knowledge, you have created a document. Fine, you did it. But who will certify that you have created the right thing? Because it may happen you have missed something. I told that a person sitting in that manufacturing industry, my bike will be green color, my bike will have this chain, my bike will have that wheel, my bike will have this, my bike will have all this thing. Okay, but while documenting my requirement, he missed something. See, when you go to a cake shop, your requirement is very simple. You have just one or two requirement that yes, my design will look like this. I want this many kilo of cake and I want it in pink color or blue color. 4 to 5 requirement. For a normal human to have 5 to 10 requirements in mind, it is very simple. So they don't document it. Even though some people also document, even though this many requirement is there, some people document. But generally it's not needed. But when you go to a manufacturing industry or a software industry, the requirement is very huge. Just imagine this Amazon or Flipkart. What should be the requirement size of these products? It is very huge. because they have 1,000, 2,000 pages, and inside the 1,000, 2,000 pages, there are 1,000, 2,000 buttons, text area, pictures, link. So the requirement itself is very huge, and that is not also done in a single day, not by a single person. Thousands of person have designed, and thousands of days have been used to design that product, because that product is so huge. If you see in a single page of the Amazon, only just imagine the home page of Amazon or Flipkart, whatever the shopping site. The single page only have 1,000, 2,000 requirements. Just forget about the whole application. It would have around 1,000, 2,000 pages inside a single page, then there will be 1,000, 2,000 requirements. So it's not possible for the human mind to just remember lakhs of requirements. So for that reason, we are documenting it. But you go to a simple product like creating a cake or a cloth. So that is a simple product, 4 to 5 requirement, and normal human brain can keep it within himself. But here, as the requirement are so huge, so we are creating a SRS document, software requirement specification. Now see, client told me let's say 1,000 requirements. Okay, client told me 1,000 requirements. Now I heard it. I created a document as a BA. Maybe it will happen that out of like what memory, I may missed 10 requirement, or it may happen out of confusion. Instead of 1,000, I have written 1,010 requirements. Not only that, I will write less requirement. It may happen, I may write more requirement also out of confusion. He told blue or red. He told blue or red, thinking that I may write 2 more requirements. I didn't. I got confused that he told it could be blue or red, or if the color can change from blue or red, I write an extra requirement which is not given by client also. So it may either happen I may write less requirement. It may happen that I write more requirement. So, but it is not acceptable that you write wrong requirement. So the next stage what comes is requirement analysis. So what happened in requirement analysis? In requirement analysis, whatever SRS document I have created, I will present it in front of client. Yes, please you go through these requirements. As I am the client myself, I know what are my requirements. Then yes, what will happen? You can go through the requirement and you can identify, yes, this is not my requirement, that is not my requirement. But to document it is your job. That client will not do. Creating of SRS document and creating the right SRS document is the job of the company which is outsourcing the client requirement. Client will not do all this. He's paying you money for doing all this. So don't expect from him that he will get a well-maintained document for you and he will prepare every steps, every requirement for you. So it is you who have to create. Then in requirement analysis, he will just go through the documents to verify whatever he has put that has been conveyed or not. If he find any discrepancy, he will again come back to you. These are the discrepancy. You rectify those. So this is the step of requirement analysis in which the final SRS document is approved by the client. Because if it is not done, just assume if your SRS requirement analysis is not done, what will happen? You have SRS document, your requirement analysis is not done. So what will happen? Tomorrow, if something goes wrong, the manager will blame you. Why you have not reviewed by the client? The client has, if the client has not reviewed, he also may tell that, no, I told blue, he made it red. Only if requirement analysis is done and your client gives a final approval, yes, this requirement as per my suggestion or as per my demand, then it's better to go ahead. Because tomorrow if client comes back, you can say requirement analysis was done and you have approved the SRS document. Or else at the end of the day, you have to be blamed. But if client has approved the SRS document, then obviously whatever he has approved is you are doing. So that's not an issue. Understood everyone? Clear everyone, right?
Okay, so Pratik, when the SRS document is created, so reviewing that document, the same document, is called the analysis, right? Like discussing that document with the client is called the analysis. If again there is a problem after discussing with the client, then again the document is prepared until like the client is not approving that.
No, why document will be prepared again? Document is still there. Just document will be rectified.
Yeah.
And again, it will be sent for approval.
The changes will be done again and again until the client is not approving that, right?
Correct. Until the final approval of client, you cannot go ahead with the next.
Okay.
Why will pay you? If he is not happy or approving the things, how he will pay you? When you go to a shop, simple you understand. When you go to a shop, you have told the cake shop to make a blue cake, blue color cake, put blue color cake. He put red color cake. Will you buy it or will you pay money for that? Now, just let's say I am not a good person. Okay, I am not a good person. I have told the cake shop to have blue cream on my cake, but I am not a good person. After he has prepared, I will go and tell, no, I am not told blue color. I have told red color. Then what point he have to disapprove that? Do he have any point he can disapprove me? No, because there is no proof. But let's say the same thing, whatever I have told, let's say through WhatsApp or through email, he have confirmed me. Yes, your requirement is a 1 kg blue cream cake. This design and all. And I told yes. So can I go to the shop and tell no, I can have not told it because it is you have a written proof for that, right? Understood or not? Why requirement
Yeah.
analysis is taken?
Yeah, got it.
Everyone else are getting right. Others are not saying anything.
Yes.
Now, requirement you understood, SRS you created, requirement analysis you done. Next come your feasibility analysis. Now I go to the bike shop and I told my requirement to him that my bike will also fly. I can either ride the bike in road or I can make the bike fly in sky. That was one of my requirement. Okay, that was one of my requirement to the company who will make the bike. I told them one of my requirement is that it has wheels, it will go road, but make something in the bike that I can also fly the bike. See, client is not technical. He don't know the physics or he don't know the programming language or he don't know the technical thing, right? Let it be a manufacturing field or manufacturing field, at least you can apply common sense. But in programming thing, it is very hard to apply common sense also in some areas. Okay. So as a client, as you don't have that knowledge, you can say, yes, I want the bike to fly. Okay. So after the SRS is approved, we'll do a feasibility analysis. Yes, client told me 1,000 requirement. Out of this 1,000 requirement, can this 1,000 I actually do? Is it possible for me? Is it in the scope of this programming language? that I can do this, that I need to do, that I need to do a feasibility analysis. The same thing the manufacturing company will do. I have told them the bike to fly, but that requirement they will check, is it feasible? Can the bike fly? So you have to make a feasibility study out of that. You cannot just blindly go forward, because at the end of the day, if you go blindly go forward, you will see that things are not happening as per the requirement. And you have not informed the client beforehand also. So the moment the SRS is approved, you have to do a feasibility analysis. Can I really do all the requirement? Is it possible at my end? Is it in the scope of my development? That I need to think of, or that I need to decide out in the feasibility study. Is the requirement feasible? So once I find the requirement is not feasible, then you have to go back to the client with a proper explanation that yes, this is not feasible for this reason. Now I have told that bike company, you make something in the bike that the bike will fly. Okay, so the bike company will come to me after feasibility analysis. See, this requirement we cannot have it in your bike. Then I'll tell why. Explain me the technical thing. Why? I'm not a technical person. Explain me the technical thing why you cannot make that bike to fly. Then he will tell, yes, to make a bike to fly, we need aerodynamics, and aerodynamics cannot be applied in a small thing. So for aerodynamics, we need wings as like aeroplane, which is not possible to include in a bike, because you are going in a traffic, you cannot have that much large vehicles. So they'll tell this. Then I'll understand, okay. So for this reason, they are not able to do this. So similarly, in the software field also, if I find a certain requirement is not feasible, I'll go to the client. Yes, client, I cannot do this because this is not possible, or it is not in the scope of development. Then I'll explain them with proper explanation, with proper points. Then he has to approve this, that yes, this requirement of mine was not correct or not feasible as per the current scenario. So this is feasibility analysis. Everyone getting or not? Just I'm speaking, everyone getting or not? Valival, Gautami, Puzzle.
Yeah, so the
Yes.
feasibility study is doing the development team, because only they can tell us the technical things are possible or not.
Obviously, first development will be done, then testing will be done, right? So
Yeah.
development, see, when I'm going to this bike company, the bike are also the development team. The manufacturing company is also the development team. The testing team has not come to this picture yet. So development team will code, right? Let's say the development team is coding in Java. So I gave a requirement which is not in the scope of Java only. The development team needs to tell, because see, the BA person is not a technical person. He don't know the
That was
inside
my
of code,
question. Like the BA can't do this, right?
how they do it. They are not the technical person, right? If there is a requirement which is beyond the scope of business, then he may do it. But if it is related to coding, then the developer will say that yes, Java, this coding for this particular requirement, no coding is available. So we cannot do this. Yeah. But let's say it's from a business point of view, then obviously, let's say it's a business point of view, like I have given a software to develop and I tell that do something in that software. When I click on it, means it will show me the person who are trying to access from VPN. Okay, you must be knowing this concept. Like if you access any website through VPN, then your IP address cannot be tracked, right? If I access a particular thing with the help of VPN, the IP address cannot be tracked. So, but this person comes with a requirement that you have some button in it. If I click on it, even though who are viewing my website with VPN, that also I can see. So this is just a business requirement. The BA can only tell that yes, oh, everyone will do visible and BA will do, so this developer will also do. So if it is a business requirement, then there is nothing to do with coding. This thing has nothing to do with coding. So he can tell no, this is not practically possible. Getting on that. You are right, anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Then requirement validation and SRS approval. SRS approval already saw. See, that was the first stage of SRS approval, which you did here in requirement analysis. Okay, after requirement analysis. Okay. Now, after feasibility and non-feasibility of the requirement, again we will do a SRS approval. Okay. So, what is validation? Validation is that same thing what we yesterday learned, validation and verification. So, the development team, while developing the requirement, developing the thing, you just need to think that it is need to validate it is creating according to the requirement. Just like when a constructor build a home, you see the plan of that building and builds the building according to that. Correct. Then application walkthrough and project kickoff. Okay. So after this SRS approval is done with all the feasibility and non-feasibility analysis, then project kickoff is done. So what is project kickoff? It's basically the first meeting in the project. Okay, it is the first meeting in the project in which it is decided that we will be creating the application from today. Just kickoff means just what do you say? Just start some. Okay. Application walkthrough. Then what is application walkthrough? See, this application walkthrough comes to the picture if you are adding enhancement on top of other project. See, two things can happen. If I'm going as a client, either I can build a bike from scratch or I can go with the existing bike and tell him to modify that bike. Okay. Now, let's say you have a customer or you have a client who has come with his existing product and he asks you to add something on top of that product. So if the existing product is there, when you have need a application of, because if you build a product from the scratch, if a bike company build a product from the scratch, he knows that if I have to add a light from where the connection comes, where the wire has been fitted, where the wire is drawing electricity. But if I give a existing bike, then they have to open it and see, yes, the electricity is coming from there and the wire is there. Then if I insert a light, then I have to draw wire from that channel. Then only I can connect. These all they have to do because they don't have prior idea of the bike. Similarly, if an existing project comes, you have to go through the application to understand what is the existing application present. Because without the knowledge of the existing thing, you cannot add a new thing on that. If you have built it from the scratch, yes, you have all the knowledge, you know, this is there and I have to just put it there. But if it is an existing thing, you have to have a knowledge, prior knowledge of that. So for that reason, you need to do a application work. Then only you can do project kickoff. Project kickoff, just start the project. Understanding or not?
Yes, Pratik.
So this requirement validation is also part of those existing project only. That the new requirement which are coming, if it is on the top of the above, so I need to validate that the existing feature of that things are in place or not. Then only I can add on top of that. As I give a bike to the company and tell them add a LED light. But let's say my battery is not present in that, then I will validate it and tell them no, it cannot be added because you don't have a battery section on it. Then from where I'll get the electricity? Similarly, you need to do a requirement validation of the existing software that he is telling me to add on top of that. But the basic thing, if it is not present, then how I will add? So I need to validate and tell that in front of the client that yes, I validated and this is possible, but this is not possible for this reason. Okay. So after validation, again SRS approval will done for the existing product, not for the new product. The new product after feasibility analysis is done. But here you have to again validate the existing product, and based on that, then again SRS approval is done, because maybe the requirement is feasible, but the existing product may not have the part of the thing in the application. Then you cannot develop it. So that you have to develop from scratch or you have to do something else. That you also need to take that thing. Subject line. Okay. Okay. So everyone clear this first step, requirement analysis, software requirement analysis. I need a yes from everyone. Any doubt anyone is having, ask me.
No, it's clear from my side.
Yes, it is clear.
Yes.
What about Mohammed?
Yes.
So the next step is software requirement design. Okay. So in software requirement design, we have three types of design. One is system design, one is architecture design, okay, and the other is module design. Okay. So we have three types of design in SDLC. Okay. Now, let's understand what is the system design, what is this architectural design, and what is this model design. Let's say, just think you are building a house. Okay. You are building a house. You need a plan for that house. The civil engineer will give you a plan. Okay. The civil engineer will give you a plan. Now, the civil engineer gives you a plan. But your area is, let's say, 2000 square feet. The building will be built on 1800 square feet or 1500 square feet. So the civil engineer give you a plan of that 1500 square feet. Okay. Now, the engineer give you a plan of that 1500 square feet. Now the contractor will be building a building. We have to cover the whole 2000 square feet. But he just have the plan for that 1500 square feet, which is the building plan. The rest all he will design by himself. that yes, I need to have boundary here. I will need for some spaces for gardening. I'll leave some spaces for play area for parking. These are the you will design. Okay. So this area is not mentioned in the map. So these all we will be designing. So system design basically is the design of the application along with some other feature of the application. That means it will see when I'm designing an application, I'm designing Amazon, but from where this Amazon are getting data? When I hit Amazon, it and click on Realme, it is opening me Realme mobiles. So somewhere the data is stored, then from there only it is taking, right? Not that it is taking from Sky, right? Any website you open, it is presenting a data to you. Somewhere the data is stored. It is bringing the data from there and it is showing to you. Correct or not? It is not showing you any random data. If it would have shown random data, if you have clicked Realme mobile for second time, it would have shown you some different thing. It is showing you same thing again and again, but the same flow means it is bringing a data from somewhere. Okay, so it is stored in a database, right? It is stored in a database. Now, when the client comes to you to build a software, he is not concerned about database. He even don't know what is database maybe. Because his requirement is for the application you are building. But no application can be built without a database. And your requirement is not for the database. The client doesn't give any requirement for the database. He gives the requirement for the application, but he doesn't give the requirement for the database. But anyways, if you are building application means you have to, you need to have a database. Then only the application data will be stored somewhere, or else how the application data will be stored if you don't have a database. Okay, so this design, the whole design of the application, along with the database design, which is not present in the requirement document, is called your system design. This application, along with other features of that application. These are modules, type security. Security also client will not tell you. That see, nowadays you must have been hearing that this site has been hacked, this data has been breached. You are hearing, right? Now that this data has been breached, some hacker have hacked this site. So when the client will give you requirement, he will not tell you that it will have this database, it will have this security feature, it will have this performance feature. These all you need to integrate by yourself. You need to understand and integrate. These all don't comes in requirement. Okay, what comes only the application comes in the requirement from client. But these are the extra feature which needs to be part of that, although the requirement is not given by the client. Because these are not requirement. Just like I order in your food delivery app, you order, let's say in Domino's only. In Domino's, I go to that app and I ordered pizza. So when I'm ordering pizza, I'm not ordering the cover of the pizza with that, right? My requirement is pizza. I go to the website and let's say ordered a pizza. I clicked on that pizza and placed the order for that pizza. But when the delivery comes to me, it comes with a piece of paper. It comes with a this box in which the pizza is there. Have I told about the tissue paper or the box to the company? No. I went to the website. I just ordered for the pizza. But these extra things, it is giving to me. Why? Because as a company, it's its responsibility to understand that these are also needed, although it's not in the requirement. Because if we don't give the box, how the pizza will come to me? It will come in air, or how it will come? It cannot come, right? So this tissue paper on the box, these are the things which are not in the requirement. It comes along with you, along with the product to you. Similarly, along with the requirement, some other feature of the application are there. like the database, the security performance and all. These are also delivered to the client. So the design or the blueprint basically, when you build a house, you create a plan in the paper, then you build it. Similarly, when I go before designing something, the application, I need to have a blueprint in pen and paper, simple pen and paper only. I create a design. So when I create a design along with the requirements of the client, along with other feature which will be delivered along with the requirement, it is called a system design. Now, what is architectural design? Architectural design comes under the system design and it is only the design of the requirement given by the client. Okay, it is requirement given by the client. Now, what is module design? Module design is that when the application is break into small part. See, when I give to build a bike, so that is my architectural design. They will, in pen and paper, they will design how to design a bike. That is my architectural design. But inside that bike also there is engine, and inside the engine also there is piston, valve, all these things. So again, that is also itself is a complex thing. So what I will do, I will decompose or disintegrate these modules of the entire system and will have a design. Because first I will be designing this model, then only I will integrate and create a whole bike, right? So first I will be designing the engine, first I will be designing the seat, first I will be designing the mirror, first I will be designing the brakes, first I will be designing the digital meter, then only I will assemble it and create a complete bike, right? So when I do a design for the whole complete bike, that is my architectural design. So for integration, there will be a separate team, let's say in the manufacturing industry, they will do the architectural design, but there will be separate team to design the this thing, engine, separate team to design the wheel, separate team to design the piston. So they will be doing the module design. So if I have to design the engine, I have to create a blueprint in the pen and paper for the module. That is the engine. So when I create for a certain component, then it becomes a module design. So first module design will be worked on, then your architecture design will be worked on, then your system design will be worked on. From low top, bottom to top, step by step. Everyone clear?
Yes.
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 So this complete is first two. One is requirement analysis and software requirement design. Okay. Okay, then we'll end the class today here. We'll again meet in the next week. So